From the home of the Widener Pride, this is WidenerPride.com. As we continue our series of preseason interviews for the 2011-2012 winter season, I am joined by men's track and field and cross-country coach Vince Tilley. Coach, thank you for joining us. You guys are the two-time reigning indoor champions in the Mid-Atlantic Conference. One of the keys last year, Tyler Schmelhofer, Rookie of the Year. He was 400-meter champ, also placed in the 200-meter dash. Talk about him and what he means to the team.
Well, Tyler came on the stage last year as a freshman runner and was able to win against some very good competition, especially this athlete from Manhattanville, Morrison Boateng. It was a tremendous race. But Tyler was able to perform, and under those, that pressure type of situation, I'm really happy that he now has another year under his belt, and I do believe he's going to add great value to the team.
Your 4x200-meter squad won the conference title, and one of the guys who led that team, Sean McCarthy. Talk about him and what he means to the program.
Yeah, it's great to have Sean as a senior. He's a tremendous leader. He's brought us to this championship 2 years in a row now. He was on our 4x400 team that won our relay at the Pop Paddleton at Penn Relays 2 years ago. He brings so much experience and passion for training hard and success. I feel really good about Sean now in his senior year, and he's grown as an athlete and as a person, and I do believe that going to this championship this year with Sean as a senior is going to help us.
Freshman last year who made an immediate impact, Mick Coleman, winning the conference title in the pole vault. Now you got him back as a sophomore. Talk about him, what he means.
Well, it was after indoors, when Mick had broke the school record, we were expecting great things from him. He actually overtrained during the outdoor season, got injured, and that hurt him a little bit. But the reason why he was hurt, because he had this great passion to do much better, and did a little bit of harder training than he might have wanted to during the spring semester. But now he's 100%. He's great. I do expect him to be able to break his own school record this year, and I do believe that with his passion to win and his desire to help the team, I believe that he can do even better than last year.
You've had a lot of All-Americans, and one of them who's back for his senior year, Mike Garrity, All-American last year in outdoor, coming off another very good cross-country season. Talk about him, what you're looking for in the indoor campaign.
Well, this time last year, I don't believe that we would have been talking about Mike as an All-American. He surprised not only me, but everyone in our conference and even on the team. But the great thing about that kind of surprise is that he showed, not only myself, but the rest of the team, that if you are willing to keep working hard and to never give up, that you can achieve your goals. Last year his goal was to become an All-American. He did become an All-American, and I do believe he can improve on that this year. As I said to him, his training doesn't have to change this year. The only difference between last year's training and this year's training is he's going to be in a lot more intense races this year. So therefore, with the accumulation of all the hard races, I do believe that by the end of the indoor season, he'll improve immensely from last year.
And speaking of working hard, one athlete who certainly battled through injuries is Nick Dahlhankrick. Talk about him. He had the great conference run when we hosted and won in 2010. Now you're looking at him for 2012 indoor. Talk about him, what he means to the team.
Nick, during his freshman year tore his ACL, while long jumping, and still was able to perform in the 400 hurdles. We didn't know that his ACL was torn. And then he helped us win our indoor championship last year because he came back quicker than we thought he would. Unfortunately, Nick was on the beach this past summer and tore his other ACL. He seems to be making quicker progress than he was this time last year, but I do know that it's been a really tough challenge for him to get through 2 ACL surgeries, both in sand, by the way, one long jumping and the other one playing football on the beach in the summer. But we have great faith in Nick, and I like to call Nick the living legend. He having run the 400 hurdles with a torn ACL and then come back last year, and without him we would not have won the indoor championship last year. He's a real warrior, and I really look forward to watching him progress as this year goes on.
What is it going to take for the team to three-peat? You have a lot of veterans. You got a lot of young players. We mentioned, Dahlhankrick, we mentioned Schmelhofer, Garrity, and Mick Coleman. But overall, what is it going to take for this team to three-peat?
I think the key for this team to succeed one more year is to have deep respect for our opponents. The teams in our conference are tough teams. These guys train very hard, and we know that they want to win championships just like we do, and we have to have an extreme amount of respect for them, and I think we do. Our guys really respect the teams in our conference. So if they come to practice each and every day knowing that the teams in our conference are training very hard to defeat us, then I believe that we can win. But we're going to have to keep focused, stay on task, and understand that our motivation to win again has got to be generated by a respect for our opponents.
Well, Widener's season begins on December 2nd when it competes at the Jack Pyra Invitational at Haverford. We thank men's track and field coach Vince Toohey for joining us, and we thank you for your support of Widener University Athletics.